But I would rather watch The Last Jedi.
No, actually, you know what? I'll give
Did you
you
hear
this.
that?
The last.
Did you hear that? Something crashed in the
It's because
background.
it's using the Force.
Out of shock. Something collapsed.
No, this is the last. Okay, wait. This.
What up, everybody?
Yeah, hey everybody. You're watching the NERDGASM podcast. I don't get Superman. For me, Superman's worse. And I'm not talking about in this movie or in the.
Is Appa the Chewie of the Avatar movie?
Yes, he is.
Okay, I'll behave. I'll behave. Okay. Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome to another NERDGASM podcast with my wonderful friends here. I know I said I'm going to change the intro and include these guys. I didn't have time. I'm sorry, but I'll get into it.
Tebello said, "You know yourselves."
I was I'm like, I'm not there.
Yeah, Tebello said, "You know yourselves. You'll see to finish."
When it happens, it happens. Ne? Like the RDP houses. Do you have your RDP house? No, it will happen. When it happens, it happens. Don't
Don't let my house get taken by foreigners, ne?
All right. We are here today. Today, I'm gonna call this the Star Wars therapy session. We need to get it out of our system. Okay. Ahsoka has happened.
Yeah.
We watched the last episode, and I'm gonna just jump into it. I feel like I've wasted 8 hours of my life.
Yeah.
You're not the only one.
Well, well, the thing is, I think maybe for you it hurts the most because you were like an actual fan. For us, for me, I can talk for myself. It does feel like, this was very much unnecessary. Good God.
Yeah.
Yo,
It just
this
feels
last
like a fan out. It just feels like the studio making fans' dream come true of having Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka, but the storyline was all over the place.
Yeah. I'm
All
like,
over
how
the
does
places
this-
are understatement. Yeah.
Like, if this was not a Star Wars show and Star Wars wasn't in such disarray, who would greenlight this show?
No,
you know,
Like, if someone came to them with the
No, I
same
thought-
script, what studio would have been like,
Okay,
let's
yeah.
make
If you're
this?
talking about the script, the concept I can see getting greenlit. The concept I get.
Yeah. the concept
This-
makes sense.
This
Yeah.
execution, like I was having a debate with somebody online where they were just like, "Do you think Sabine is hated because she's a woman, or do you think she's hated because she just has access to the Force and she just has access to all of these abilities that she's never shown before, and yada 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 yada?" And I was like, Sabine being a Jedi is the least of the problems when it comes to this show.
yeah,
That is not where you start here, because look, it's fine. Jedi come out of nowhere all the time. Luke even started late. We didn't even know that, like, according to the lore and everything, he started very late as a Jedi.
way
for
too
him-
old.
yeah, so for him to have Rey from the sequel trilogy, she was hella old when she started being a Jedi, but then she was unlocking Force powers. Like, the age of the Jedi is not the issue. It's the execution of when people become Jedi that have been consistently the problem here. Like, the reason why we believed Finn was Force sensitive, even though now they've retconned it to say he is because they had him hold a saber for the whole movie, and they had him use the saber for the whole movie, and he's the first one that holds it. So, and he's not like he's extra competent with it, but he is defeating villains with this lightsaber. So you get a sense that he has something going on, and you like his character enough, which is something else that is wrong with this show. You like his character enough that you can let certain things slide. Han Solo has done things that people are confused by, but they let it go because they like him.
Like shooting first.
Yeah.
He always shot first. Come on, no, I'm not in that. That is not an argument worth having. He shot first. Get over it. Thank you.
Yeah. But I
No,
hear
but
you,
the
though.
Vito, apparently the outlaws who run contraband can't shoot people first.
Like, on your point about Sabine, like, throughout the show, I was You know, I was like, yeah, okay, it's the Sabine show, joke, but I was along for the ride. By the finale, I hate Sabine now. I hate her. I absolutely, and I'm not hating on the actress, but if I see
No.
her face in purple hair in anything, I am going to hate it.
Guys, I have a question for you guys. How did you feel when Ahsoka told her to also help out to open the door? I was like, are you doing anything or are you pretending to be? Because you last time I checked, you couldn't use the force at all.
Ugh.
No, that's the other thing that
Ugh.
pisses me off. That's the other thing that makes me mad about this show. You guys
Ugh.
literally wasted screen time trying to develop this thin plot thread that surprised no one
Right.
Yeah.
when you could have actually spent that time developing Sabine, developing Ezra, developing Sabine and Ahsoka's relationship, developing Ahsoka.
Or Skull.
We spent so
Like
yeah,
everybody.
we spent so much time like it was a will they won't they relationship with her and the Force. Maybe next time.
Mm.
What?
Almost got you there with that cup.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Oh,
And
they're
it's just
holding
like,
hands now.
oh
I
my
wonder
God,
if
just
they'll actually date.
oh my God, it's just like that's what I was saying. Just do it. Just commit to it. Because the problem is with the show when it comes out, like, because the other thing is if you're banking on Rebels, reference stuff in Rebels, and just have her by episode 2 being a Jedi. And have her suck at the Force, have her suck at using it. Don't have her be proficient because the
Yes.
maneuvers she pulls in this, and that's the other thing. Stop having these Force users go hand to hand. They literally dying to zombies when they can Force push them off and break the zombies' arms off. What? Okay, sorry.
So that's what one thing I
Someone else
wanted
go.
to one thing that I wanted to know is Sabine, how can I put it? Is she smarter than Ezra? Are you telling me that there's no way Ezra could have thought of actually using the force to pull that lightsaber? Like Sabine had to do it first for him to say, "Oh, yeah, let me use the force and like pick up this
No,
lightsaber."
but the other thing that's stupid is that
Wait,
they can
wait,
Force push the zombies. Like, if you could use the
guys,
Force to force
guys, guys, before we go even further about the force issues, last episode we were busy going on about how, oh wait, Ezra is a pacifist or he relies on the force alone. The very first thing he does in this episode
For
is
two
to build a
minutes.
new lightsaber. I was like, what the hell?
For 2 minutes, the guy was a pacifist for
for
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Like, you know what?
Yeah. He was literally like, I don't need it.
You know
And
what?
then
You know what?
The
I've
Force is my friend.
this-
What happened?
in this show? Ezra knows how OP he is, but because he knows, it's like he knows that it's not his own show,
Ah,
so he's nerfing himself. Because some of the things that he was doing, I'm like, why would you do this? Why? You see that a lot of these clones are
and you
giving
know,
up on you. You're not using the force. You're just using the lightsaber. And Ahsoka's trying to show off. She's busy using two lightsabers. I'm like, just use the force. Like these people keep coming to you. Why are
yeah,
you trying to
there was that one time they used the force where he pushed those clones to those troopers towards Ahsoka, and she does that slash thing, and then like the dramatic pose. That's it. That's the
That's the only
and
thing
that's
you're
the
proud of.
okay, we've got 3 Force users in the room, a bunch of stormtroopers. Does nobody say everybody use your Force powers and push them against the wall so that they can just get squashed by the Force? It's literally a narrow room. You just vroom. Like,
yeah.
what?
Remember, okay, there's some sort of it's a very weak argument, but
Here we
it's
go.
there. Okay. I can't believe I'm actually saying this one. You see, when it comes to using the force, but then again, Ahsoka wouldn't know that. Oh yeah, she was trained at the Jedi Temple. Okay, yeah. So the Jedi is framed from using Force Crush abilities,
I'm
especially
not
on living
saying they must
entities.
crush them. Just
Yeah, but you
push
just
them
said they
against
must
the
splat them to
wall.
the wall. So they
Yeah, just push them enough for them to actually land on the wall and pass out. That's what he said. Don't crush them.
Even
but,
though
but
even
guys,
though it's like it's but also that argument falls apart because it's just like, okay, so it's okay to stab a stormtrooper, it's
Exactly.
okay to cut them in half, it's
Decapitate.
okay to decapitate and slice them with a blade that's literally molten lava, but a force crush is too much.
look. Let me show you. This is how thin this argument is.
Yeah.
This argument is about is let me just give you some context. The argument is about this thing, like You see?
Yeah. I think like I was watching
Can
this
you see it?
episode. I was watching this episode and I was like, I literally got a feeling in my back, in my spine. And like
Wow.
as I was watching, it got more and
What?
more painful. Like I literally felt that in me. Like I was like, I was literally like, what's happening to me? Like, why is this episode so bad? Like it's having an effect on me.
Physically hurt
This
you.
episode was that bad.
Jeez.
I was by the time I think by the
Dave
time
Filoni hit you with the force power from his script writing.
yeah, I think when they cut to like towards the end of the episode, when they cut to Gara, I'm forgetting her name, but she'll always be Gara.
Oh,
to me.
Shin Hati.
Yeah, when they cut to Gara, that's when I was like, I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. This is frustrating. Like, why was she here? Why did she not go back? Why did she not go back to to Blue Man?
Thrawn and them.
Thrawn. Why didn't you go back to Thrawn and them?
Look, Gara and Balon are just filler.
They're trailer
Dude, fella.
The
No,
whole was
they're advertisements for another show. That's what they are.
Dude,
Yeah.
they're filler.
in here so that the fans can want to see more of you guys, but we're not going to do anything significant with you guys.
No, but
Dude.
if you look at it, if we look at the script, right, I don't think they did anything significant with anyone.
Yeah.
All Thrawn did was escape. And it wasn't even that hard for him to escape
Yeah.
because the characters were being so stupid that it made it easy for him to escape.
Even
Who
the-
did Thrawn
the-
out-strategize?
The speech that
Really?
he gave Ahsoka, it didn't land the way maybe it was supposed to.
Mm-mm.
No, but like they don't have enough of an
Mm-mm.
interaction, and Ahsoka's not panicking. Like these
I
characters
know.
are not
I
interacting.
know. That's my biggest issue.
Yeah.
You are stranded in a foreign planet, and all you can say is, "We did our job." Ezra
Good
is back.
job.
Ezra is like, "You guys are stuck in the middle of bumfuck nowhere."
Dude,
And
the
then
wooden
something is
acting.
looking in the sky, and Ahsoka's like, "What are you looking at?" She's like, "No, nothing." I'm like,
Star
And
Wars,
then-
did you not
Yeah.
learn?
No,
And- and
no,
then-
but like even before we get there, the stranded part I see. Thrawn, the thing you were complaining about the entire show, the reason
Has
for
gone
the show,
back.
the map that you were worried about that you fought 6 droids for and collapsed the whole temple. They exploded almost an entire planet for this map that held Thrawn. This thing, you fought Balon's skull and literally risked your hand and almost fell and had to go meet your master Anakin for this map that contained Thrawn. You jumped into a whale that took you to the other side of the galaxy. For what? For Thrawn. The guy who sacrificed himself to keep Thrawn out of the war. That's Thrawn. You're not worried about him at all. Nothing.
you know what?
We did our job. It's time to be where we need to be.
No, but
What?
even then, what is your job? Because
Yeah,
saving
what is-
Ezra wasn't even on your list of
No.
itinerary.
I have
was-
another thin argument for all of this.
Okay, let's
Here
hear
we
this.
go.
I think
Where's your pampir?
I'll use this. Ahsoka, Ezra is the main focus of this series, guys. I'll tell you why. The minute Ahsoka assumed that Ezra is home, is back home, that's when she's like, "We did our job." And also, why is it that Ezra is the only one that actually managed to get back there? It's because Ezra and Thrawn it's like Luke and what's this, and Darth Vader is Ezra and Thrawn, basically. It's like Ezra is supposed to destroy Thrawn. That's how I see it, and that's why I think Ahsoka is so relaxed, because in her head it's like, no, the only person that's supposed to destroy this guy is Ezra.
Oh
I
yeah,
hear
forget
you,
the
but
billions of lives that are in danger that they could have prevented. This is not
Yeah.
Vader. Vader got away.
Your argument is as thin as this pen lead.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
that's
hopeful thinking.
Trust me,
Yeah.
you guys are gonna remember this moment, and you're gonna say I was right. I'm telling you now.
I will not, because I'm not watching Ahsoka season.
No, can it
I'll
even
be
be
like,
called
oh, yeah,
Ahsoka?
that
Can
is
it even be? Can it even be called Ahsoka season 2 if Ezra's supposed to be the one destroying Thrawn?
It's gonna be called
What's
Ezra.
that?
It's going to be Ezra.
That's what my main frustration with this show. It's like,
And,
it's called Ahsoka, but is it?
it's a build up to nothing.
No,
All the build up.
yeah, sorry,
Let
go
me
ahead, sorry.
let me put it into context.
Mm.
Everything that was inferred to in the beginning of the season, it was built up to nothing. At the beginning of the season, we got this image that we're going to have Balon versus Ahsoka round 2.
Mm.
Nothing happens. We thought we are gonna have a duel between Sabine and Goth Girl. Nothing. We thought we are going to have like we're
I
going
thought
to
the
have
general was going to meet up with Ezra sooner than
sooner or later we're going to have some epic dialogue. Nothing. Everything that we've been looking for. What did you get in the end? Another generic fight between Witch Girl and Ahsoka, which was it's the best choreography in this entire season, and that's saying a lot given that I've seen so many duels. I remember I was watching the duel they had in The Mandalorian and how it was slow paced and everything, and you can just see this one is frantic and fast paced, and she's just flailing about, throwing her entire heart into this fight and no longer sizing up her opponent or something like that. Yeah, but it's also not the fight we were looking for, was it?
No, it wasn't. She wasn't.
No, that character is a non-character. She's just there to break Thrawn out, get her mystical powers from her Rita, the twins or whatever, her Rita crew, and then she gets some paint on her face and has a glowing sword that does nothing. And she's just there to be like, yes, Thrawn, no, Thrawn. We've lost Thrawn.
So you finally sacrifice your entire life, your entire desires, your entire goals, your entire whatever, to become a witch for like one episode. Then,
dude,
the main character
Oh, dead.
It reads like a D&D playthrough, like you got stat boosts and you reached level 4.
I mean, the most frustrating thing is like the use of setup and lack of payoff.
Yeah.
There's so many things set up in this show that have no payoff. Like,
is Sabina Jedi?
Dude, Sabina Jedi, that payoff of opening the door was the worst way to pay that off. Like, that was even like, wow. But like, the one, I'm trying to think, oh yes, this is the one that annoyed me the most. The Senate people and the government people. What was the point of that whole plot line? It literally
affected nothing. It was a waste of time.
Guys,
did we have to see Mon Mothma in this show? Did we?
It was a waste. Why?
What was Filoni thinking? Honestly, guys, look, every time I watch these other reviews and people are busy giving it somewhat praise or somewhat some positive response, and I end up thinking, am I the crazy one? Am I the drama?
You know what?
Am I the problem?
Can I please pause you on that thought? Because the moment you said that, I actually Googled reviews. I'm gonna read them. I'm gonna read them out, but not all of them, but just the good ones. These are the ones that gave the show.
Okay.
Are you gonna
Okay.
So IGN Africa gave Ahsoka a good score, and this is what they said: Disney Plus's Ahsoka struggles in its early episodes as the series works to get viewers up to speed on the characters and concepts introduced in Dave Filoni's animated Star Wars shows. But once the actors and cosmic plots are really given time to shine, Ahsoka finds a wonderful mix of rich lore, humor, and big battles that make it feel like classic Star Wars while forging a new path.
Filoni paid who? Filoni paid who? Who's this person?
This is IGN Africa. And
who wrote it? I feel like that's Filoni. He just flew to Africa to write at the IGN African office.
And they gave it an 8 out of 10. This show, 8 out of 10. That's crazy. Then Empire. The Empire magazine said, fans of Clone Wars and Rebels will appreciate this live-action continuation of Dave Filoni's saga, while newcomers should dig in its promise of a different kind of Force clash. I have no idea why. And they gave the show 4 out of 5 stars.
What?
Then
this is all Dave Filoni. I refuse to believe.
The main review from Rotten Tomatoes says, let me find the score. The score is 86%.
I don't trust anything Rotten Tomato says.
Elevated by Rosie. I can't even. Sorry.
I'm sorry, my face contorted, and I actually have cramps on my face. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, even
Wow.
the use of the word elevated. Anyways, elevated by Rosario Dawson's strong performance. This kind
Wrong.
and a solid story that balances new and old elements of the Star Wars saga. Ahsoka is a must-watch for fans of the franchise. Okay, that's the last one I'll read. So I read these and I was like, am I crazy?
Wait, there was no bad review?
No, there's
Oh
plenty
no,
of
the bad reviews are there.
I just
Ooh.
read the good ones
Oh, okay.
because I wanted to show like how out of touch. I'm sorry, I'm not accusing y'all of being paid, but it looks a little suspect, yo.
I
Yeah,
have
let
paid
me
the
let me
bills.
take
I'm
that
so-
back.
so-
Let me take
so
that back.
mistake.
I don't know if you. Yeah, I said
Yeah.
somebody got paid. Let me take that back. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But,
I don't know.
but
You know, Johnny Depp
Guys.
Amber Heard defamation's a real thing. I don't know if y'all paid, but
You made-
I'm just saying it looks weird.
Guys.
Someone made bank here.
I'm sure they paid their bills, but they felt like crap afterwards. Like, I can't believe I paid my electricity bill. Is it that crap? Wow.
Hey,
hear me out.
guys, we can't make
Hear me out.
assumptions. Maybe there's people who like this.
No,
Maybe there are,
no.
but I think in my case, the bar is basically not.
Oh
it's not
God!
It's not on the floor. It's literally digging itself underground. It's like literally.
No, it must be in the depths of hell.
It's in the depths of hell, and anything that seems somewhat entertaining, people are gonna go like.
Yeah, no.
"Word."
Ahsoka makes Ahsoka makes Attack of the Clones look like a masterpiece, bro.
I'd
Dude.
rather watch the whole of Attack of the Clones.
This is
No,
this is a person who's not a fan of the prequels. I would rather watch all 3 of the prequels in a row twice than watch Ahsoka again
Yeah.
from beginning to end.
Yeah.
Ahsoka led to nothing. The prequels have setup, the prequels have payoff, the prequels have character, the prequels have intrigue, and I'm not a person who likes the political scenes, but the political scenes were more interesting than watching Ahsoka duel zombie stormtroopers.
Wow.
Like, what?
You know, how do you make zombie stormtroopers boring? Isn't that crazy?
You apparently let them not use their guns or whatever, and you apparently don't have the Jedi slice them in half
But you know,
because it's zombies.
It sounds like we're
I
not
can't
even thinking
believe
about Star
I'm
Wars.
going to say this. I cannot believe I'm going to say this, but I'd much rather watch The Last Jedi than watch this all over
Yeah.
again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I won't go that far.
Look, for me they're the same, but I would rather watch The Last Jedi.
No, actually, you know, I'll give
Did you
you
hear
this.
that?
The last
Did you hear that? Something crashed at the
It's
back.
because he's using the Force.
Out of shock. Something collapsed.
No, as the last. Okay,
Nani?
wait. This Last Jedi slander needs to stop now. Listen, as the one person in this group that actually thinks it's a decent movie.
Okay, here's what I'll say.
There's so much. There's better acting in this. There's actually setup and payoff. Like, come on, the camera.
The acting is
There's
not
competent
Okay,
things that
I'll
happen.
give you the
There's an-
acting. I'll give you the acting,
there's
not
an-
the setup.
Yeah,
I'll give you the
Enjoy
acting.
it.
the acting is
And
good.
Hey, remember, I'm a space battle junkie, and that's one of the one things I criticize the most about Star Wars. For a thing that's called Star Wars, there's a lot less star battles happening,
Yeah.
and there's a nice fight. There's a nice mini battle in the beginning of that movie, utterly pointless. I mean, those bombers have no function whatsoever, but at least it's something you can watch.
Yeah.
We got a whole Bana, I owe you a shot because you are right. This is the biggest nothing burger I've ever seen in my
Dude.
life.
Dude.
And I also what else did I get right? I remember there was something that I also got right with it, guys. Oh yeah, that this is not gonna end the way we want. It's gonna end in a bad note. Everybody loses. I don't care what everybody's so calm and saying, "Oh look, Anakin is smiling there." Back. You lost. This is No Way Home all over again. This is No Way Home all over again.
No Way
Like,
Home
what-
at least has some sad moment where Peter Parker's looking at Mary Jane like, I may never see her again. And then when he goes to go see her, he sees that she has the plaster on her eye. Like there was some sort of consequence for his
That's
actions. Ahsoka acts like nothing happened.
Can
He
I-
actually
Yeah,
acts like
it's
they
like-
went on a
Let me
road trip.
summarize. Let me
As-
summarize Ahsoka for you, no?
Yeah.
Ezra gets back home. That's Ahsoka.
Look. Let me put it in this context. What I'm trying to say is that um, w- Ahsoka's reaction and her mood is the same level of Delulu most Star Wars fans are experiencing right now. It's like, wow. And then they're also riding on the fact that Balon has passed on. Like, wow, and like he's standing there next to the statue of the father, looking at the sun. It's like, wow. That's all. It's a big nothing burger. Oh my God.
Actually, they
What?
want to recast for season 2, so it is recast the child.
Also,
Anyway,
you guys
I
won. I
don't.
remember when we were guessing what would happen in this episode. You guys guessed a few things. Anakin showing up was one of them. So
Yep.
well
Yes.
done.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
even though his reveal was pointless,
Yeah.
Yeah,
it
he's
was
just
so
he,
unearned.
No,
he's just,
it
he's
was
just
it
sitting
was
there
such
silent.
What's he
fan
proud of?
service.
Is he proud that Ahsoka's not doing anything anymore? Is rather focusing more on Sabine? Is that what he's proud of?
And also, why would Sabine be like, "Oh, I feel like Anakin's there"? Girl, what the hell do you know about Anakin?
Yes,
I
What
have
the
no
hell?
idea who Anakin is. What are you talking
I
about?
missed
Who?
that
What?
entire.
Wouldn't he just be
And,
some random white guy in the desert to
yeah,
you? Like,
that's
why
what,
do you care?
and that's
Oh,
what
are
I'm
they
thinking. That
alluding? Are
guy,
they alluding that Sabine was seeing Anakin? Is that why she was saying? But why
yes,
lie then? Why not
No.
say I see Anakin? Why
No,
why
but that's
say
not
I'm
how the
seeing?
Force works. You don't just matched up with random masters. Like
yes, you do. Yes, you
everybody
do.
that Luke saw
Yes,
was
you do.
somebody that
Actually,
trained him.
no, no,
Everybody
no,
that
no, 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 no. Ray proved it. Remember, in
Uh,
Rise of Skywalker, she had all the masters were seeking
uh
her. It doesn't matter anymore. So thanks to Disney,
You
she
know
can
what,
get a
guys?
sample go from
I feel like leaving now, and
from Obi
you
Wan.
guys continuing with this. I'm getting more pissed off the more we talk about
yeah,
this. Like, what the hell?
yo.
My goodness! I feel like
wait, I never watched Rise of
franchise.
Skywalker. So is Yoda there?
Yoda speaks to her too. Yes.
Yeah.
I kid you not.
You know what? They should call
And Samuel Jackson.
this franchise the Black Hole Wars.
Does
So
he?
nothing makes sense anymore.
No, it's done.
So
It's done.
She sees Obi-Wan Kenobi, I'm guessing.
No, she hears him.
Yeah, he
'Cause
also says something like,
So
He says these are your last steps as a Jedi, Ray. And then
"These are our steps as
okay,
a Jedi."
so when Luke was down low and was suffering and was on the planet drinking cow's milk or whatever was happening, no one showed up, nobody.
Well, he
No,
technically cut himself off from the Force, so
no, but you can't do that. He could still
No, but
use it. You
he
can't
saw
just say
Yoda,
no.
You remember
No,
he saw
he
Yoda?
did. Though. He said
But
He
that.
saw
Yoda
Yoda with,
showed up. Yoda
yeah,
was
Yoda saw.
there.
Well, that was after he, plot.
yeah, plot.
But I'm saying, so Anakin can go see Ahsoka when she's, I don't know, dizzy, I guess, maybe. But he couldn't see his own son that he literally almost killed and converted to maybe tell him about Ben Solo. No, you converted me. Maybe Ben Solo has a
One.
chance.
Yeah.
Look, the fact that Anakin is showing up so much after the war, I would feel like he should have showed up and said, like, son, there's a map that leads to this dark planet. The Palpatine has survived. Don't. I wouldn't count that motherfucker out. This guy was like he's back for some reason. That guy, I don't trust him. If he could out trick me, he could out trick you, son. So keep a weather eye. All right. Find this dark planet, blow it up. Here's this crystal. I put it at that part of my ship. Okay, go to my home planet at Mustafar. My map's there. Go get it and go save the world. Nothing like that ever
Why
happens
didn't
because. What?
why didn't he even appear to Kylo Ren and say, what the hell are you doing? Like,
Yeah, son.
I'm no longer that guy. So I don't know why you're trying to be my Darth
That's
Vader
not.
side. I'm not that guy
That's
anymore.
But the thing that
kiddo.
annoys me
That
so
ain't
much.
grandchild. Listen to me. Listen to your grandpa. That ain't me. You're being fooled. You're being played for a fool again. Okay, sweetie, look at me. Look at me. Wake up. Wake up.
The thing that annoys me so much about it is it's actually disrespectful, like to your
Yeah.
audience, because like Anakin showing up is them trying to allude to us that Ahsoka's character development has paid off, and
Yeah.
now she can see Anakin like she's resolved something in her. But I'm like, what? It's empty.
What did she
There's
resolve?
nothing.
No, you know what it is? It's everything from Rebels. If you're a Rebels fan, this show was made for you. The problem is that it's on Disney Plus and it's supposed to be for everyone. It's supposed to be for the
Look,
people that didn't watch
no,
Rebels
no,
as
no,
well.
no, no. I watched a bit of Rebels myself. I saw it. I've seen it, and even I, as a Rebels fan, feel like, like I told you at Comic Con, that people were saying I like Ahsoka more in Rebels and in Clone Wars than they're seeing the performance here. Rebels fans are also getting enough. Uh, look at these reviews in 3 months' time. You'll see everybody's gonna tell the truth. Right now, everybody's scared of Kathleen and Dave Filoni. My laptop is secure now. I
So
turned it off from.
the
Yeah.
I can
question
speak the
is
truth.
is Filoni struggling to direct actors, but he's able to direct animators?
No, I think what
Rubbish.
happened is that
I agree with
he's a
that.
producer, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a
He's a
producer. Yes.
writer, producer.
Yeah. Oh, he's a writer producer. Okay, but I think I don't know. Maybe he's also feeling himself in Yana that he's the savior of Star Wars, so that he can write whatever he wants.
Whatever he did at Mandalorian season 1, he forgot completely.
No, but also Favreau was there as well, so maybe there was
Yeah.
somebody else in the room
Yeah.
with. Maybe that's what Dave Filoni needs. Maybe he's also like Snyder. Like
Yeah.
Snyder can make a good-looking movie, but he
Action
needs
sequences.
writers.
Mm.
He needs a writer that actually understands how things go
Because
from point A
wow.
to point B.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because-
because it need.
Or Dave Filoni is part of the writer's strike and he was just sabotaging people from the inside.
No.
Otherwise, I don't
Look,
know.
guys, look. Even at the end of Empire Strikes Back, it ended on a somewhat positive note. Luke learns his lesson. He gets a new arm. He finds that he's got a family. There's a rebel fleet that's assembled. We get a feeling that you're gonna bring back the fight to the bad guys. What did you get from here? We just got Ezra's back, but these two people are lost in the middle of nowhere. Goth Girl is now becoming Goth Girl 2.0. I'm gonna be in charge of these bounty hunters in a planet full of nowhere doing nothing. We've got Space Yoda, Space. You know what? You're right. He does sound like Space Qui-Gon.
Who?
Yeah, he does. Balin Skull.
Balin
Yeah.
Skull. Because what
He's-
the hell?
He's out here prophesizing.
Yeah, that's all he does. That's all he did.
That's all he does.
don't-
He keep Mr. Trailer. He's Mr.
Hey,
Trailer.
here's another question. What made
Yeah?
Ezra think it was good to get off of the ship in stormtrooper armor?
Ugh.
So that they don't detect that he is.
No, but
Why would they
that should be an
yeah.
instant death kill. Like they should be instantly firing upon him.
Oh, you're saying that he should have taken off the armor before.
Oh, and
Because that smoke stormtrooper combination usually leads to cities and villages getting decimated because
Darth
it's
Vader.
supposed to be the Darth Vader. Like I
Also,
was like,
where's
what?
the logic? Because you guys have established that in order for a small ship, this is episode 1. I'm not trying to pull a rabbit out of a hat here. You guys said it. In episode 1, when a small ship wants to go into a big ship, they have to communicate
Yeah.
and then be like, okay, I'm letting you on. So when you guys were speaking on the phone, weren't you like, oh, hey, guys, it's Ezra. Can I come on? They wouldn't just
Oh.
randomly let a small ship on the ship and be like, I want
Here's another thing that actually is.
Escorted by
Sorry.
2 A-wing fighters. It was escorted with 2 A-wing fighters. It was pulling basically a reverse Darth Vader. You know, when Darth Vader was landing in the Death Star in Return of the Jedi, it was escorted with 2 TIE fighters flying beside him. Basically, that whole scene in reverse.
But that's the thing, like if something doesn't have logic, but it looks cool, I'm a child at heart. I'll let it go. But there was nothing cool about any of this. So the logic to me was
I
like,
honestly think that Dave
And
Filoni,
then-
like, I'm gonna
No,
do.
here's another thing that's frustrating, right? This is and this also doesn't make sense. Sabine, you just let this guy go? Wait a minute. You crossed the galaxy looking for Ezra, and there's gonna be no resolution to your relationship at all? Like you can't pull this brother sister nonsense with me.
I think I wrote it down. There's some things I wrote down. I just don't know where I put the damn piece of paper because the things I wanted to touch on, like one of the things that made me physically cringe on my sofa when I was watching this thing. Like, one, you led that splitting apart is a bad idea. You lost the last time. You come there 2 trade Jedis and one Mandalorian quasi Jedi woman versus Goth Witch, and you decide, and then Ahsoka decides, no, I'll take her on by myself. You guys keep going. I swear to you, this fight would have been over very quickly if you're all tag team three
Oh
versus one. Am
God.
I wrong? Am
No,
I wrong?
you're right. You're
So,
right.
like,
No, like it wouldn't even have taken long. Like Sabine could have just headshot the witch and they could have called it a day because the witch didn't look like she had anything special.
But like, what did Sabine do to earn her force thing? Like you know how usually it's cliche, but a character she's going through something, she resolves it. Now she can use the force. Ahsoka literally turned to this woman and said, "Sabine, open the door."
No, but that's
what am I watching?
that's why
What am I
it's so
watching?
frustrating that they wasted so much time with Sabine being a Jedi or not. Like they could have resolved this by episode 2. In fact, when she fights Shin Hati and she's holding the lightsaber, she should have used the Force then. Because then people can hypothesize that in between this episode and Rebels, she was clearly keeping up the training regimen that Ahsoka gave her, and it didn't make her great, but it made her competent enough to at least do a force push. Like that's how you explain that. Like not to deviate too much, but when we look at Black Panther Civil War, right? Everybody assumes T'Challa has hand-to-hand martial arts combat training because the first time we see him, he's whooping the hell out of Bucky. Like no explanation, he drops down in the suit and he starts giving Bucky the business. You want to imply that Sabine has been Jedi training? You have her use some modicum of powers. It doesn't have to be anything hectic. Maybe she just unscrews a bolt or something. Or she does a force push and it pushes the robot and the robot almost falls, but then it gains its balance and it comes back up. Just a little something to indicate she's a Jedi in the beginning so that we don't waste time with this will they, won't they. And then, just to talk about Ezra, like, clearly you two are supposed to be in a relationship. Stop it. Stop this.
no,
Stop it.
do you remember, there was this big ass meme about Sabine having a hickey that everybody was like, oh my god, they were doing it, all disgusting, ew.
It's
Guys grow
like
up.
I'm just saying, you crossed universes for this
Galaxies.
guy. You galaxies. You let Thrawn go to find Ezra.
Well,
Like
I don't
you're not even
know.
gonna talk about this relationship at all.
I don't
Like you're just
even
gonna be
want
like,
them
nah.
to, because
No, but I'm saying it doesn't make sense to the narrative that they set up that she was willing to
Look,
risk all of these things for this guy. It doesn't make
now,
sense.
yeah, I get
now
Also-
you,
take
yeah.
all that pain as a non-Star Wars fan, and then add all the Star Wars love you had. Now
I'd
you
have
can
a heart
understand.
attack. I'd have
Now
high
you can.
blood pressure.
Also,
Look, I'm not done with the other cringy stuff that happened. Like, for an example, are you telling me those 3 witches from Dathomir wouldn't sense Ezra in the ship? They knew where to find where they could find Ahsoka in space. Like she's there. Are you telling me the moment he landed, they should have gone like, "Oop, I
They
smell
knew
Jedi."
Sabine was a Jedi before Sabine
Yeah,
even knew.
Yeah.
didn't
like
they,
you
didn't
stink
they
of
hear
Jedi.
something? Didn't they hear something and then they just looked at each other and just kept quiet?
Also, I'm like Ezra. If you're getting onto the ship, are you getting onto the ship to stop Thrawn? Because isn't that supposed to be the goal? What? Do
What
you
is the
care about
goal?
Thrawn?
And then
Also,
tell me,
can I say something?
can you also explain to me how fast is that Star Destroyer? Because it was shooting down from the atmosphere when they were getting on the ship.
You know,
By that time,
I think we mentioned that the robot is the best character in this entire show. The reason I still believe that the robot is the best character in this whole show is the line that he said. Okay, first of all, there's something that I want to say before I get there. What was the whole point of Ezra and this robot fighting about using a lightsaber and creating a lightsaber? That was so useless. Also, for me, the line where he said, one thing I do know is that the relationship between Master and Jedi and Padawan is, what did he say? Is complicated or something.
Yeah.
That,
Paraphrasing, something like that.
yeah, that line for me, it's not like the best line in the world. But for me, it sort of gave context to whatever Ahsoka was going through and whatever she's doing. Because it's like, okay, you realize that Ahsoka is more like a Mr. Miyagi character now. But in an Ahsoka show.
Yeah, because all she does,
Yeah.
the most character development she's ever done is tuck her shoulders and look like
Holding
this.
her arms like that, which I hated.
Oh,
You remember I told you from the trailer, from the first time I saw the trailer, I'm like, why is she folding her arms? This is so cringe.
no,
I'm
but
like,
she did it so much in this finale. I was dying. Everything. Where we are where we're supposed to be, Sabine. Why?
Are you sure?
You know who
you're-
did that well?
Like,
Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan always folded his arms at the right moment, and he hardly did it a lot of times. He just did it once or twice.
No,
And
no,
then
no.
he said,
the other thing is that
Obi-Wan is basically a detective. That's his detective pose. Like, I wonder. Okay, let me jump down. Hello there.
right.
but like the other thing that's like frustrating with this show is that none of the characters were utilized properly. None. Not even Thrawn. If we look at Thrawn, the thing he's living off of is the hype of the legend that fans are creating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did Thrawn do strategically in this thing that Sabine and Ahsoka didn't give him?
You know, I was
but
watching a
even-
podcast the other day, and one of the guys said, you know, Thrawn could take a walk trip on himself and then accidentally take a crap on himself, then get someone to wipe his ass, and then say, it was my plan all along.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, I've been saying Thrawn is like young Justice reference. He's the light. Literally, your whole plan has gone to shit, and you're like, it's all within the
Randall
light.
Savage. Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about? But like, even wait, you said something just now, and now I'm losing train of thought because the show is so bad.
But-
I'll come back to it. Oh, sorry.
The lightsaber thing.
The lightsaber thing. Well,
Ezra
no,
building
it's-
the lightsaber.
no, it's not that. I mean, you do have a point. Like, I think another reason why the show or this episode was so bad is the robot's the best character in this whole show, and this is the episode he shows up the least in. So that's probably also why I was annoyed. but also the magic sword that
Did nothing.
what was the
Oh no, no,
what
guys.
was-
Okay,
what
wait,
was
wait.
it?
It's low time. All
Here
the
you
rep,
go.
all the rep. Oh God, is it? Am I that much of a Star Wars nerd?
No,
Like,
it's a
who knows?
good thing you are because
Hell, bro,
that sword did nothing for me. It
Look.
literally came and went.
No, because the it's basically forced by the back in the height of the witch, the Dathomir, which the Dark Covenant of Dathomir and whatever it's called. The Mother Superior, I call her Mother Superior. I forgot his name. I'll send you the context. That blade was forged by her so that it can take on someone as powerful as Palpatine. It didn't work, but she tried.
Here's the other thing that I need to understand about the Star Wars universe. Nobody in the Star Wars universe is actually as powerful as a Jedi. Like, the Jedi have an instant trump card that other people can't fight, which is the Force. I don't think I've ever seen a counter to the Force that actually works. When Mando is fighting Ahsoka, he was going to get his ass handed to him had he not said Bo-Katan. Like, had he not said anything, Ahsoka was going to fold him, because Beskar armor is not resistant to the Force. Like the thing is with this thing that they haven't planned out is you guys need a solid counter to the Force. You need people who are not affected by the Force. You need somebody that is just.
If they did that, it'd basically be an anti sequel movies.
Yeah.
Basically, because then it would be what's the point of having the Jedi in the first place? The thing that they should have done is actually show how powerful and how dangerous the Force actually is, and stop nerfing these characters who, by rights and laws alone, should be far more proficient in the Force than they're actually being portrayed. There is no way you're gonna get me to believe that Balon Skull is less proficient in this Balon, whatever his name is less proficient in the Force compared to someone like Luke. Luke has a lot of raw talent, but he's, for the life of me, he's still unrefined compared to someone who used to be a general in the Clone Wars. I am sorry. Stop nerfing these characters to fit in your power scaling narrative that doesn't make sense in the first place. Ahsoka is supposed to be way more powerful than you're letting on. It doesn't make sense.
At a point in my life, I remember, I think maybe it's in 2013, when I
Yeah.
would see the lineup of the MCU, like seeing that Black Panther was gonna come, seeing that Avengers sequels were gonna come, I used to pray to God to say, God, please make me live long enough to see all these movies. Nowadays,
Okay.
I cannot believe that
Nanka.
I'm watching Star
Yeah.
Wars go to crap, bro. Like
Jeez.
almost all these franchises that we loved so much, almost all of them, if not all of them, have gone to shiitake mushrooms, bro.
Yeah.
Shiitake mushrooms.
No, you're right.
And
Ah,
the thing that's crazy is that this is not hard. Like, fans have been making way better stuff for these franchises, and these franchises do not appreciate these fans. Like, the Star Wars franchise actively does not care about its fan base, which is insane considering that the fan base is the one sustaining it. Like, the fact that Ahsoka has gotten any buzz is due to either fan outrage or people defending the show or whatever.
dude, there's
Like,
a specific guy on Instagram, I forgot his name. He's the one that did sort of like a photoshopped version of Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka. That's actually what actually propelled this
Yeah,
thing
wow.
to play.
Look, that I'm just gonna just lay it on the table for everyone else to add that the Star Wars fans, the way the disrespect you're getting from all these productions in the Star Wars universe, as opposed to us fans, is just the same as the level of disrespect Games Workshop is giving 40K fans. This isn't right. And
Yeah.
I know people are still sucking on the nostalgia buzz and are suckling on their teeth, and they're going to be saying, "Oh, we are haters because I don't know, we are misogynists or we." I don't care what terminology they are because literally we are four guys running a podcast. They're all gonna tell us to go to therapy sooner or later because of that.
here's
I
here's my
Okay,
counter to that.
let me
Here's
let
my
me
counter
let me
to
paint
that,
a picture
let,
Christian.
of
let
what's
me
gonna
finish.
happen.
Let me
What's gonna
finish. Let
happen.
me finish. Let me finish. Let me finish. I was just saying that God, people are. I know some people are not gonna agree with us with our narrative and our utter disappointment at this finale. But let me just put into this context that sooner or later the nostalgia is gonna run out. The love for the thing is going to run out already, and i- the example I need to give to you is look at we grew up loving Spider-Man because we saw Spider-Man's character from way back then. You can't imagine growing up without Spider-Man, but the kids today they can imagine life without Spider-Man because Spider-Man doesn't matter that much anymore. And you're getting to that point when it comes to things like Star Wars, things like 40K, things like Star Trek, things like these things
Avengers.
that we grew up loving are losing their influence because they're making product and not art anymore. And that's our problem. And to that, I'm signing out. I'm done. I'm done with Star Wars. I'm like, if you want to talk to me about Star Wars, it's going to be from episode 1
Yeah.
up
Basically,
until 6
basically,
plus
we
Rogue
end
One.
at Return of the Jedi. Everything
I
else is
I'm done.
non-canon.
I am done. You'll find me. I'll be that guy when people are screaming. When finally people are frustrated and say, "I'm sick and tired with this fan base." I'll be that guy next to the campfire. Well, hello, old friend. Come sit down and watch the original trilogy with
I
me.
was gonna say that those who say that we should go for therapy,
Yeah.
the first 5 minutes is like, okay, how can I help you? Okay, I want to talk about the Star Wars. Get out. I cannot help you. That is
Here's my
way
other
above my
counter
pay
to
grade.
that.
I cannot
When
help.
have we ever said that these characters being female is the issue in all of our podcasts? Where has that ever come up ever?
Yeah.
Anytime we talk, we're literally like, Ahsoka, you said you were worried about Thrawn. I'm talking about the dialogue in the show. You said they were going to ditch Ezra on that backwater planet should Thrawn escape. You literally had this argument and conversation with Sabine. And Sabine literally even said to you, I understand what you're saying, or something like that. And then she goes counter to the thing that she said she was going to do. By the way, Balon Skull didn't even honor any agreement that you had with him, Sabine. So that automatically makes Sabine look like a foolish character due to the writing because she trusted somebody that was working for the bad guys.
But you
When
just
he's
met the
doing
Prime
bad guy
Minister, bro.
stuff, then she's surprised.
Who
Like,
pushed a master off a cliff, might I add?
You know?
like I'm saying to you, if you want female representation, if you're talking about misogyny and female characters, look at this writing. Look at it. Forget. Okay, we love
Okay, hold up.
Sorry.
Wait. You just touched on something that just broke my mind right now. Ahsoka got pushed off a cliff
Yes,
Yes.
she
and she
almost
survived.
Yes.
And it took a day to recover. No
Yeah.
broken bones. No.
The Force, my guy. The Force.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, I
the
was worried
Force.
about. Yeah, I was
You
worried
remember they
about being
found it?
impaled with a lightsaber
They found it underwater, bro, like under the sea.
underwater. Not
fine.
even.
Bruh,
It's just like
the Force. Grogu Force healed laser cuts, and people didn't say anything, so
and,
she can
and
heal Force herself, I guess.
literal poison. The poor person got poison. Grogu healed a guy from a poison cut, and it's like, come here, touch.
This is a random side note, but like, I know that it's a joke that the stormtroopers have horrible aim, but like, can we get over that joke now? Because like now it's too much.
No,
like, I was watching
now
this
it was
episode
just
and I was
like
like,
there's
No,
50,000 of you firing, and nobody can hit Ahsoka, not
Dude.
once.
No,
Because
look, we can,
nobody's even thinking of going around these people.
like,
the only person they hit was the person who's wearing Beskar armor. I'm convinced Beskar armor has got an attraction effect to these bolts now. It doesn't. Not only does it deflect, can it resist it? It pulls it in. It like sucks them. It's like use blasters. Like go.
And
Why are you?
what's with Sabine taking off her helmet all the time? Like it's so unnecessary.
The only part of your helmet that's pressurized, that's climatized, you can literally see and target things. It's got a mini targeting system that you can install. It is the way. Woo! You have let your people down, Sabine. What?
Let me take it
Well,
off so
to
that they
be
can
fair-
see that
to
I'm the
be
one
fair-
the stunts.
To be fair, it's because like what's this? That's a religious sect. If we're getting to Jin Djarin and all of that stuff, like regular Mandalorians, Bo-Katan takes it off all the time. So I'm not gonna. What?
I'm not talking about her taking it off as part of a religious cult. I'm talking
Oh,
about
right.
you taking it off during combat for
Yeah,
some
yeah.
unknown reason.
Right.
So
right,
you know
right.
what I've noticed about even in MCU movies, this happens a lot. You see Thor taking off the helmet, you are like, why? In Love and Thunder, you see Peter Quill taking it off when it's unnecessary. Ant-Man and Quantumania, all of them do it, and the reason they do it is we still want the actors to be visible because the more screen time they have, the more they're recognized by the fans and the more money
Rubbish.
they're making.
Rubbish. They should
Yeah.
have done that.
That's what it is.
Guys, take a page from. You know what? Have you watched the Zorro movies with the Antonio Banderas or whatever his name is? I mean, he waited up until he killed that guy who killed his brother. And when he was dying, that's when he took off his mask and like, look at me. I'm the one who killed you. Not a second before. During that fight, he held his mask on. He was still Zorro.
Yeah.
How can you... I mean, look, Pedro Pascal keeps his mask on all the time, but we all know that it's him. Because it is the way.
No, but like
No,
also
no.
with Sabine, not to throw any shade on the actress.
No, you must.
not to throw,
Jeez.
Session, buddy.
not to
Your-
throw any
your
shade
heart
on the
is
actress
broken.
or whatever, but I'm just like she's not that recognizable that she would need to be taking off her mask all the time. And it's like we've had enough time with you outside of the mask that we know it would be
sure.
you. Going around in there and all of that stuff. So yeah, you don't need to take it off when people are literally firing blaster lasers at your head or whatever. We don't need to see your face to see you're doing a force push. And the other thing that's really frustrating with this show for me is that, like, the pacing is so wild. Like, the pacing is just... It takes forever to get to something, and when we get there, it's not even interesting. Like, when they were running through the field and people were blasting them from the sky, I didn't have any belief that anyone was going to get a hit. It just felt like the stormtroopers were making cool backgrounds for Sabine and friends to run through.
You know what? It's like have you watched the Power Rangers movies?
Yeah.
Have you watched Power Rangers? the stormtroopers are like the party masters. More often than not, you just see them running around in the background, just waiting to get hit. That's the stormtroopers.
That's also another franchise that's dying a slow death right now.
No, like also the other thing is like when the putties randomly explode in the background and then the Power Rangers jump in the air. That's
And they
literally
fall.
what was happening.
Yeah,
It was just like,
yeah.
first off, you guys have spaceships. Thrawn, who are these people that you hired? They're supposed to be deadly.
No, but even
Correction.
then,
Correction. You found out they dropped the spaceship. The TIE fighters are damaged, but they dropped the spaceship, right? Good. So they're gonna come on foot, right? Good. You've got more TIE fighters. We saw those TIE fighters. Why don't you send 2 more to shoot those 2 dog things down? After that, you don't have to worry about about Ahsoka coming after you ever again.
I'm glad I don't have a box of matches. I was gonna burn this house down. I'm so sorry.
yeah. But like
Look.
Thrawn, so like in the previous episode, Thrawn's whole mask, or at least his exposition dump, is like, I've won because I distracted Ahsoka and her squad. So and then in the very next episode, they're on the ship. So I'm like, what did you accomplish, my guy?
That's what I'm
What
saying.
did you accomplish?
The actor for Thrawn is acting so hard. He's acting his
Dog.
ass off. He's doing the best he can with this material. But you look at this writing, Thrawn didn't outsmart anyone.
Anyone.
Him
Didn't
and
strategize anyone.
him
that
and
annoying
Ezra are basically
speech.
the best actors, yeah, in my opinion.
That annoying speech at the end centered to communication to her. Meg, blah 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 blah. I'm smart. Blah blah blah. Ahsoka, you remind me of your master. Blah blah blah. It's fitting that you can suffer the same fate here. It's only appropriate that you end up in exile like your master. Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. Goodbye. That's all. It sounds like
And Ahsoka shows no emotion.
At
like,
all.
uh,
At all. About
remember.
anything.
You had a general take resources from the Republic and fly to a planet to look for you based on your hunch that Thrawn is returning. Literally, everything you've done in this show is supposed to serve the idea that Thrawn doesn't come back, and Thrawn is inconsequential in this entire show. If I removed Thrawn from this plot, does it change?
Guys, I even lost my train of thought because I was so frustrated.
No, I'm just asking, removing Thrawn from this thing, does it change anything?
Am I the one who's being blocked by Filoni or you guys? Can you hear me?
No,
We
I
can
think-
hear you.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought Filoni
You
was attacking
guys
us.
mad at us.
Look. Oh, goodness. Oh, I wanted to say, remember, guys, remember the last time you said this thing looks like it was written by AI?
Yes.
I'm going to one-up you. This wasn't done by AI. This was done by someone who was trying to run a D&D campaign. This has all the markings of a terrible D&D campaign with terrible exposition, with wooden dialogue, because of course it's the DM who's trying to fill in all the empty space, and what gave it away that this is a D&D crawl was the whole are you ready for your reward? Why would suddenly these witches give you your reward at that point instead of just saying, you saved us, here's your gift? Why did you have to wait until the very last minute? Because of course we all know that there's going to be even the name of the episode, the line, the witch in the wardrobe. What the hell?
Exactly.
Ugh.
I saw
What
that.
in the Narnia?
I was like, my goodness.
I was like, where's Aslan? Maybe Aslan can save this.
This is not
Because
Star
we all-
Wars, guys. I don't. No, that was not Star Wars. I refuse.
It was an episode of Dungeons and Dragons Star Wars edition with
You know,
and then-
this
I'm
is
just,
bad.
like,
This is bad when Family Guy can actually write a better episode than you.
Dude. I think this is the worst Star Wars show. Like, I hated the what is it? The previous one, Obi-Wan.
No, I think I don't know. This is on par with Boba Fett.
No, Oh, with Boba. Oh, Boba Fett. Oh, sorry. I apologize. I think I even.
You deleted it.
No, Ahsoka,
You deleted.
You are 8 out of 10. You are a 4.
Wow.
No,
I
no,
forgot.
no. I'm not. No, I'm
Wow.
saying that Boba Fett and Ahsoka, it's the same. I'm saying it suffers from the
No.
same thing. No,
No.
look at it. No,
No,
look
no,
at it.
no.
Listen. Check what I'm saying. Look at it.
Look at
Look
it,
at.
bro.
Hold on, Pillow. Look. How much do they talk about how badass Boba is through Boba Fett? How many times do they say he's the best bounty hunter? He can do this, he can do that. And the next time we see him, he's falling on his ass again. He's getting outmaneuvered again. He's getting saved by that lady, the one who should have been in charge of the show. I'm even forgetting again. Boba doesn't do one cool thing in the Boba Fett series, maybe outside of riding the Rancor or whatever that monster was, and that was like a cool frame for 2 seconds. And then all of the history that we're supposed to learn about Boba, they tell you in like some sort of exposition that they never follow up on. Cad Bane was underwhelming as hell. It's the same.
Guys, I have a
It's the
question.
same.
I think I made it
I
clear
agree
to you
with you.
guys.
They both bad, but I think Boba Fett's worse.
I think I made it clear to you guys that I've never watched Boba Fett. I have two questions for you guys. How are Boba Fett and who's this guy? The villain from Phantom Menace. How are they still alive, guys?
Oh, Darth
The villain
Maul.
Oh, Darth Maul. No, Boba never actually bit it because
That's a red. That's a red con.
What's the red code?
Oh.
Did Han Solo kill him?
No. He
No,
fell into
no.
the
He fell into the
Sarlacc
Sarlacc.
pit, and then he got himself out, I guess, because
When?
in the show.
Boba Fett, in
In
the
the-
Boba Fett show.
Yeah.
In
No,
the Return
no,
of the
I'm not-
Jedi.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like Ahsoka's bad, but Boba Fett
Look,
sorry.
look,
bad is crazy.
I'm sorry.
That's a bad show.
look. Let me explain things for you. Let me put it into context. Few very important things had to happen for us to have a suspension of belief that Boba Fett could possibly survive. One, okay, not three things. Okay, one of the major things is that suddenly Beskar armor is the most powerful thing in the universe. Hence, the Sarlacc wouldn't be able to digest through it. Two, there's a gigantic crate dragon in Tatooine that can eat the Sarlaccs for some reason. So it's not the biggest and baddest thing that can digest you over 1,000 years because the Sarlacc pit is just a big hole that eats people. There's a gigantic crate dragon that now everybody's afraid of.
Okay, so Palpatine is not dead. Darth Maul is not dead.
Darth Maul is not dead.
No, I think Maul is dead now. I think he's
Yeah,
dead.
Maul is dead now because Obi-Wan finally finishes the job. There's this guy who's a voice actor who makes these voices who makes parodies, and he's like, after he watches Darth Maul, Obi-Wan kill Darth Maul for the second time, he voices Qui-Gon and says, "Okay, now you need to make sure he's dead. Chop him up into little bits and pieces to make absolutely sure he doesn't come back."
Wow.
I think I'll put the link somewhere because you need to watch that. That guy said it all. Like, guy, after that slice, you're just gonna cradle him like he's dying. Make sure.
Star Wars feels like the ANC right now. That's how bad it is.
Wow.
Watch us get cancelled. Watch us.
I'm telling you, it feels like the ANC.
What is Mezuma Ahsoka?
That's how bad it is. Like you know when you're
Wow.
frustrated, dog. That's how frustrated I am right now. Like, wow.
No, like
Guys.
I mean, you keep hearing things, and you're like, the money went where? They
Yeah.
went what?
With what?
Yeah.
How much was the what?
You see how much they wanted to buy that flag for and do that whole flag thing.
Oh yeah.
That's basically us asking about Ahsoka. Like, the money went to this project.
Yeah.
To do what?
What?
And then random characters keep coming back that you thought were gone out of cabinets. You're like, Bateson is back?
For who?
I thought he died in season 2.
And then they shy us with a shuffle, and they're just like, wait, she wasn't doing that last time. Why is she
Okay,
doing that
so-
now?
Yeah.
And then, of course, no, the shuffle is okay. These two are now out of cabinet, and that person who was out of cabinet is suddenly in cabinet now. Okay,
And they're just holding their arms.
but when they date, when these two dating, for him to be out of cabinet and then replace him in the same
Yes.
position.
Wait, she's not qualified for the job you all set her up for. How did that happen?
Dude, Balula is Sabine because you were Minister of Transport, then you were Minister of Police, then you were Home Affairs. Now you want to be president. Now you want to be Vice President. Dude, are you a Jedi or not? Look away.
Oh
No,
wow!
and she like what's this? And it's like how Fikile has no qualifications for all of these cabinet
None
roles.
of this.
She had no qualifications for being a Jedi outside of them saying you.
Oh, I can't.
Wow!
Yo, this is the end of our podcast. They're going to cancel us today. You're dead.
No,
Well, at least
Let
they
me
know how
breathe.
people feel about them. So,
I can honestly say
No, actually, maybe,
Star Wars.
and you know what? Nestron feels like the DA. All he does is say stuff, and he doesn't do anything about
Even
it.
Blue.
Nestron just says things, and there's no actions behind what he's saying at all.
something is coming.
I am planning. Planning what?
What, my guy?
My plans are on track. Your plan to do what? We are winning.
And basically, Thrawn is basically the EFF. You know, everything is going according to plan.
No, he's the DA chief. If you look at him, he's DA. He says things and there's no action behind what he's saying. There's nothing that you can point to. Pilla, he's even wasting resources because he's sending planes for people that are running on foot. What?
Yeah.
Oh. Oh my god.
Where is he getting his currency from? How is he paying these people? Anyone score?
Dude, this guy has
He's a mercenary for who?
Yes.
you know, Robert Meyer Burnett asked this question like, for the past 13 years, what were you doing every day? You wake up in the morning and then what? For 13 years, what were you doing?
No, man.
Were you training your troops? For 13 years?
For them to lose to one new Jedi and two Jedi that just have a lightsaber and they've got all this technology. I'm telling you, dog, it's the DA. It looks good, but there's no action behind what's happening.
So you just learn how to use the Force now, but you're strong enough to force jump someone onto a ship?
Yeah.
Dude.
Yo, guys, why are you killing me?
Ah,
Yeah, I've never. Okay, let me breathe.
I'm done with
Let
this.
me breathe.
That's right.
Look, guys.
Ass.
Yeah. Okay. I can't believe we just compared Ahsoka to our political situation.
And
And,
it
the
fits.
worst thing about it, it makes sense.
it fits like it
Why
love.
does it make sense?
Ew.
It fits like it love.
No, I'm telling you, Thrawn, he just says stuff and there's no actual action behind what was his plan, actually?
Wait,
Can
wait.
anyone
Yeah.
articulate what his
Wait,
plan was?
then Balon is the EFF, willing to fight, but then at the last minute he'll just leave.
Yeah. And he uses both sides, ne? And then also, what happens is that he says, I'm bringing revolution, and Ganti, there's nothing behind what he's saying.
Yo,
He's bringing change. We don't know what change it is, but change is coming.
I mean, you even see it with Gara because she's leading a red army now. So
No, there's change somehow, somewhere, radical. It's
Yeah,
going to
it's
change the
radical,
whole.
but it's-
It's going to change the whole Star
Everything.
Wars. It's going to change everything about the Jedi. I'm looking for the beginning. I'm going to end it all. Kantine. What?
This is how we get cancelled. I'm sorry.
I think Ahsoka should just be changed to Gotcha. because
Yeah.
Psych.
You know what the political council is like? They're all the other parties that nobody cares about because all they did was take up screen time for nothing. Like
yeah,
they're
it's
just taking up
someone
space on the ballot paper.
from another podcast said the fact that the Green General said, "No, I'm not." What did she say? She said, "I'm not ignoring everybody's orders, just yours." And the guy's like, "Dude, don't you think that this guy has spoken to everybody else here, and it was a unanimous decision
No,
to not to do this thing?"
Yeah.
but there's a line that people say that the rebels girl would have said it. It was like, no, I'm not ignoring the Republic. I'm ignoring you.
But still, this guy is part of the Senate, so
No. Okay, guys, I just wanted to just add up in closing because we need to put a wrap around this hot mess. Okay, we've aired out the launch. It's like Disney, Star Wars, guys. I am done. I'm 110% done with Star Wars. I don't think I'll ever be watching any new production of Star Wars. I'm too tired. I'm too tired to hope. That's how bad you guys have got me. But I, I'm too tired to hope. So I'll just stick to my OG. Darth Vader was the main bad guy. He got redeemed. Return of the Jedi. We were all crying. The Emperor died when he fell off into a big vat. Luke, Luke, Luke was finally a Jedi. Was finally a Jedi like his father before him. I mean, oh, George Lucas. You can criticize him his many flaws, but he put a whole lot of love and care in this universe when he was in its help. And now that you have it, you're turning it into a product, and I will not partake in it. I am sick and tired.
No, but even a
So
bad product, like the thing is, a product is fine, but make it good. It's
no,
not
no, no.
like
Here's the problem. You're in a world of filmmaking is a form of expression, which is a form of art. Artwork is a good product. If you take care of an artwork and make a masterpiece, it's a good product. When you're just churning out merchandise like it's supposed to be out of a conveyor belt with no thought of continuity, depth, or personality, this is what you're getting. And because it's just because we the fans are willing to swallow this thing, and the bar seemed like it was on the floor, psych, it was actually on the other side of the planet. Um, I'm not going to take part in this. I'm sorry.
the bar fell down those holes that lead to China.
Yeah, it came right off the other side. Look, it's actually on the floor. No, it went through the whole surface of the planet, underground core.
Okay, wait. Let me play devil's advocate. What if?
Yeah.
hmm
What if?
There's a whole series about that in Marvel. They're not going to do it for Star Wars.
No, but like, what if we've just outgrown Star Wars and
no,
a younger demographic
No.
still likes it?
Ah.
Like,
no.
what if you
I
showed
No,
can,
no,
I
10-year-olds
can see what you're saying, Pilla. I can see what you're saying. Like, okay, maybe it's not for us anymore. But remember, I'm not that big of a Star Wars fan. One,
Yeah.
two, it was this with the what kids have a lot more entertainment than just Star Wars nowadays.
True.
There's a lot of other things that they're watching. It like Star Wars has to do something special to grab their attention, and they're
Kids
just
love
not.
Avatar now. Avatar's their ish.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's gonna be a new one coming soon. They love
The,
it.
Wait,
way-
which
As
oh,
an
you talking
Aang.
about- oh,
As an
right,
airbender.
They're busy with the live action, are they not?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
that's the other thing is like there's a lot of other entertainment going on around here that it like when like the thing is when people say okay it's not for like you guys forget how much stuff is out there. Anime also is dominating right now. Anime is just wrecking and destroying.
Everywhere, bro.
So even if you want to say that, it doesn't excuse making a bad show. Like we've grown up with kid shows that are kid friendly but are still good. Like Incredibles.
Yeah.
Incredibles, like
Fantastic.
the first one. I mean, the second one is not bad, but it's like it's far inferior to the first one. But I'm saying Incredibles, you can watch that as a kid and enjoy it. You can watch that.
We can watch it again. We can. I could watch it again today.
True.
Like even if we want to go to the what's this the that original trilogy, you can watch that as a kid, and you can also watch that as an adult. There's still like a sense of wonder in those movies and everything. This, it's not going to like kids can see when something is boring. Like also,
True.
if you want to look at the action, let's look at the action. There's nothing in the action in none of the newer stuff of Star Wars that's actually interesting.
True.
Like, okay, even if you don't want to hear the dialogue heavy stuff and you want to see people punch, kick, and force push, it doesn't look good. Like somebody was trying to compare Gennady Tartakovsky's Star Wars thing where people are doing the force kung fu. They were like, "Oh, you love force kung fu here, but when Ezra does it, you don't like it."
No,
Yeah,
it's not the
because
same.
it's boring.
It's horrible.
It's boring. Like when Mace Windu was speed bagging droids, it looks fun.
Looks great.
Like maybe it doesn't make sense. Okay, if we're supposed to think it doesn't make sense, because I think it actually does. But okay, fine. Maybe it doesn't look sense, but it looks cool. It looks awesome.
That
When
was
he's
DBZ level.
yes,
great
when he's
thing.
force
Yeah.
pushing things, it looks awesome.
And it's one of those few times you get to see just how devastating the war is, just how numerous the droids are, and just how dangerous the Force actually is.
The Jedi
I'm-
it is.
I've lost all sense of wonder and awe when it comes to just how powerful this Force is now. Nowadays, the Force doesn't feel like the Force, does it? Can anyone agree? Can anyone say it feels like the Force right now?
It's like a fart, bro.
No.
Yeah,
mean-
because
Yeah.
Bona, I forgot the name of this fan fiction that I read somewhere like that. But there's a whole part where this Jedi, keyword, he's a Jedi struggling to find his way in the light. He's flicking between light and dark side, right? And one of the things he does is that he force chokes the entire ship because he wanted to get some information out of the communications tower. So now, if you got to see how dangerous the Force is, imagine if Balon Skull walked out of the platform instead of just waiting for these people to arrest him. Suddenly they all stop breathing. Suddenly they're on the floor. He just walks plainly to the prison cell, opens the thing, lets the person out. That's the Force. That's how dangerous the Force is. That's why you need, when someone is Force sensitive, it will be to your benefit to train them so they can control this extremely dangerous power than to say, oh, it's a cool thing that teaches you how to lift a lightsaber or push things and close doors. You don't get that sense that there's a reason why you wanted to train these people from a young age, because this thing is extremely dangerous. And I'm talking from a lore perspective. You see, I go heavy into lore stuff when I talk about Star Wars because I really don't care much about who's acting, directing, plot points, whatever, because I grew up engrossed in the lore of Star Wars as opposed to this mess that you're seeing now. And from my perspective, I am exhausted. I'm exhausted in being fed what amounts to pig swallow and then made to pretend that it's art, and then being criticized by either the company itself or other fans that may have enjoyed it. And for me not having enjoyed it as much as you guys did, I didn't like it. Maybe you guys did out there in the world, and good on you, but for me, I am done because I can't correlate the same universe where the Battle of Endor took place and this universe that I'm seeing now. I can't connect those.
And
It
like the
feels
thing
far
that's
too far.
sad about that, right? And this is a thing just for companies in general. Like the people like Tebello are the people that have been sustaining your franchise. Remember, the prequels came out how long ago? But Star Wars still had a strong community. It didn't die or dwindle. Like the minute Force Awakens was announced, was that not one of the most hypest announcements to ever come out of Disney and Lucasfilms?
The way I remember watching it,
These people, like
I remember watching the trailer in the cinema. You know, usually in the cinema there's a trailer that happens, and then even my mom said it, like there's something that's happened, something has changed here. Everybody felt it. You know, when they were showing that Jakku landscape and you see the downed Star Destroyer. That was the first time watching The Force Awakens. And bear in mind, my mother doesn't go to watch movies all the time, but she's the one who said we have to go watch the Star Wars movie. That's how much of an impact that Force
No,
Awakens
did you
trailer did.
the reaction videos to Finn holding the lightsaber?
Yeah,
I don't
people
know
are
how
going.
many people lost their minds. Even John Boyega. Like this is how I know he didn't know what was going to happen to his character in the movie. He was like he was flipped out of his chair when he was holding the lightsaber. So like
It's Dave
Mm.
it
Filoni is attacking you
doesn't
again.
pay. Oh, okay. Filoni, suck it. Anyway, I was just saying it doesn't pay to make your fans upset. It doesn't. And it doesn't
Mm,
pay to bring in empty fan service. Fan
mm,
service is fine, but like even if you want to build your show off of fan service, write it.
I
Like
blame
I,
the
the,
problem
I
with
blame
fan
the,
service is that it's lazy.
I
Like they just
blame
put it there.
mm,
the MCU did this fan service thing. It worked. Then they started doing it all the time,
Mm.
and everybody saw because everybody's following what the MCU is doing. Let's be honest.
Mm.
And they saw, okay, since the MCU is so famous, is whatever, it's so lucrative.
yeah,
Let us do the same thing. Let us.
product based. You can see somebody who spent decades trying to write a decent story plan, and somebody that made a D&D run through and called it a series. This is the difference. This is what you get.
But it's like,
The force
Imagine,
is not with them this time around. I'm sorry.
imagine if someone like, look, I do have my issues with um the new first age of Lord of the Rings mess they made at Amazon Plus. It was a disaster, yes. But imagine if someone took something as well articulated as Lord of the Rings and then filtered it down and made it a hot mess that you're seeing today. And then they turn around and tell us, no, you guys don't appreciate what we're trying to do. I'm trying to. For the life of me, I try to go into
mm.
this thing with the most open mind. I wanted to like it. I really did. And you gave me nothing for me to latch on. So yeah, I'm serving my divorce papers on Disney, okay? Yeah, so like I'm no longer
Hey, I'll even tell
Star
you now.
Wars or Disney in general.
okay, wait.
But at this point, Disney is just ruining everything.
Hey,
Yeah.
my relationship with Disney is purely hinged on the next thing that we're going to talk about right
Yeah,
now.
Yeah.
same here. Yeah.
like,
That's
because
it. And I'm
after T'Challa, I'm just like, yo, yo.
Uh,
it's the most abusive relationship I've ever been in. I've never suffered so much. And the fact that you're comparing it to the ANC explains a lot because it does sound exactly like the abusive relationship
Duana,
we're
so
on.
much promises. They promise you so much, and then they give you
I
nothing.
mean,
Remember that?
well,
Like, I remember when JZ
give
was in
shit.
charge. I remember when JZ was in charge, and he had that advert where there were so many houses, and like there was this drone shot, and they were just flying over houses, and were promising you housing. And then we went to go vote, and then people the next month, hey, we don't have houses anymore. Kante, where did all the houses in the shot go? It's the same thing with Ahsoka. So much promise. We're gonna show you this,
Mm.
and Ahsoka's got this messaging, and what. And Ahsoka has this conflict, only for them to not touch on it at all or do anything with Ahsoka's conflict. It's just like you promised us a show, a great show actually, and you just didn't deliver, and the money's gone, and we can't find who has it. Yo,
yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
So no, more than the money, it's my time. Do you know how many hours? 8 hours of my life.
eh,
8 hours of my life that I can't take back because I knew your choreography was lackluster. You've done nothing compared to to the prequels. I knew the storyline would have been the storyline I was hoping would catch up, or at least to because you gave us something. I think the most damaging thing you've ever done was actually make a good movie in your era. Rogue One was a brilliant movie,
Yep.
and
Yep.
then after
Yep.
that, nothing since then. And
Andor.
we, hmm?
Andor. Good
Endo
show.
is a spy. Endo is a spy movie that could have done without Star Wars. Let's be honest.
Yeah, that's true.
I
That's the
haven't
thing.
watched Andor though, so.
Rogue
I
One
haven't watched
felt
that.
like a Star Wars movie, and it was a good movie. It even ended up with the famous hallway shot of Darth Vader. People were scared of Darth Vader again. Wonderful. Ever since then, you never lived up to the promise. And the worst thing is, you can do it. You just don't want to.
And like
This is
that's the
not a.
other thing that is kind of getting frustrating with Star Wars in general. I have to watch so much prequel stuff just to lead up to where we are now. And it's just like after we do this, what does Thrawn have major? Like, does Thrawn have a major effect on the universe as a whole? We get to Rise of Skywalker. Does any of this matter?
Yeah, true. And
Yeah,
even
let me
all the yeah, you know what? I don't even care
Yeah,
anymore.
this,
I don't even
Thrawn,
care.
Thrawn, Thrawn is going to be the all the reason these cool characters aren't there anymore. So Thrawn, if call it foreshadowing, you may quote me. Thrawn is going to be the reason Jin Jarro dies. Um, who else? Anyone who's force sensitive, anyone of value that we've come to love now is going to be explained away thanks to Thrawn, because by the time we get to the effects of the First Order and everything and why the galaxy is so messed up at that point in time, has to be explained. Because Thrawn came and took away all the competent leadership, all the competent characters. Like Bo-Katan is going to be killed by Thrawn. I don't care what you're going to be going to feel about this, but Thrawn is the answer to why the prequels are the way they are.
Anyway, okay.
Anyway,
We divorced.
yeah, sure. Like I said, the
Yeah.
most I'll give is like it's not even remember. Like I said, I was gonna give 5 minute reviews. The most I'm going to, if I ever touch Star Wars, it's going to be a short, like 1 minute short.
Yeah, you
If
will be there
but
by you. I know I was giving Pillar a tough time, but like just after this episode, I was like, I can see exactly what he was talking about. To review this again, to see anything like this again,
again,
Yeah.
like no, because it's one like you can't tell me to care when you don't care. Like that's
yeah,
the most insulting thing. When you don't care, how am I
the what?
supposed to care? And you put this thing out. Like as an artist, when I'm making something, I'm making it with care. I do want people to care. If they don't care, it's fine. I care. Okay.
Hmm.
But if I don't care, how the hell is somebody who's not involved in this process at all going to even give one or two damns about what is
Yeah.
happening?
And there's
Okay.
other
Guys, I'm
things.
sorry. I'm pissed off. Can we just talk about something else? Like, can we
Yeah.
just?
Okay.
Let's put a wrap. Let's put it. We've deganked. We removed all the poison. Eh? Let's let it out. Let's all take a deep breath. Deep breath in.
Yeah. Who's
And out.
Bye, Star Wars.
Bye,
Yeah.
Star Wars. Bye, LucasArts. You're never gonna.
Don't call me. I might not.
Don't call me. I'll call you. If I see. Look,
I
if
won't. I ain't calling
yeah,
nobody.
I'm
the only
keeping a
phone.
dog too.
The only phone call I'm answering is Mark Hamill. If Mark Hamill calls me, I will answer that call quickly. Or
Do
if
us about that robot teaching other Jedi
yeah,
how to make lightsabers.
it's either Mark Hamill or it's James L. Jones. If I hear those phone calls, then I'll answer that phone. But until then, me and you, yeah, that dangerous ex, ne? You're too toxic for me. We'll be put apart. Yeah, you're not good for me. You're not good for my mental health. You're not good for my life. So I'm moving on. Thank you. Yeah, never mind. I'll find someone like you, aka the Orville. How can the Orville be a better written story than Star Wars and Star Trek right now? It is written as a parody.
No, you know what, man? This is like now when you want to go file your papers there at JMPD and then they lose the docket. And it's just like, you
Yeah,
know what? I don't care anymore. I thought I did, but you know what? It's fine. I don't need a
Yeah.
case number. Let me just go home and
let me
close the
just go.
door and go
Yeah,
to sleep. I'll wake up tomorrow and things will be better. Star
yeah.
Wars, yo.
Yo,
And like for me, I'm not even a fan like that. I like Star Wars. I do, but this was just this was yo. I like
Like
if this is what we in
almost
for. I don't care.
almost every character right now in Star Wars is unlikable, including Chewbacca.
Yeah.
No,
Like,
unlikable or underutilized. That's
yeah.
what they are. Like because maybe Ezra is liked, but is anyone gonna follow up on anything with him?
You know what? Like I never would have thought I'd look at Star
Guys.
Wars the same way I look at The Matrix. But they're
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
same camp now.
yeah. In
yeah.
the same
I
camp.
choose what I
No,
like.
The Matrix still had more passion than this. He
Ah,
went
whoa,
straight.
hold on, hold
Oh,
the phone.
hold up.
Okay,
Hold
this is
The
what I'm
first
saying.
one.
the phone.
This is what I'm saying.
Matrix 4.
No, not 4. I'm talking about 2 and 3. Sorry. I'm talking about 2 and 3. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
I didn't watch 4. That's my bad. So I was not referencing it.
Okay.
Don't.
But what I was
Yeah.
saying is 2 and 3. People say 2 and 3 are bad, but I'm just like, I can at least see some ideas of some cool stuff that are supposed to be happening in this. Like, I can see some really interesting concepts that they want to expand upon. I get none of that from Ahsoka. There's not even just a little, like that whole thing of when people say Easter eggs in Ahsoka. I'm like, get out of here. Stop
Who
it.
cares?
No.
Why would you care more about Easter eggs in a product that is supposed to be about the main storyline in the first place?
That's
I don't go to watch a movie to go look for Easter eggs. It's not my. It is not my intention. And when I want to go watch, when you want to watch Ahsoka, it has to be a story about Ahsoka. When you want to go watch The Mandalorian, it has to be a story about The Mandalorian.
That's the
When you go to
problem
watch-
with Disney in general. And I really hope whatever James Gunn is doing with DC, please don't fall into that trap. Don't make it an Easter egg hunt.
It's
Just
too bad.
make good movies, bro.
Like when you see his lineup, like this Gods and Monsters lineup for me, it's like, why would you start with these guys? Why would you start with the Challengers of the Unknown? Like, why?